Welcome to Sinister Tales. Tonight, I have two very real, scary stories about what it's like to be truly alone and realize you're not. These aren't campfire ghost tales or urban legends. These are first-hand accounts of the terror that strikes when you're home alone and something or someone is watching you. Click the subscribe button, turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and get ready to question every creak in your house. Here are two true Home Alone horror stories that will keep you up tonight. I was 19 when it happened. I was renting a small house my parents owned while I went to college. It wasn't in a bad neighborhood. I always felt safe there. I worked nights waiting tables and usually got home after midnight. That night, I got in at almost 1:30 a.m. I was exhausted, wanting nothing but a shower in bed. I remember stepping inside and locking the door behind me. It was so quiet. I had this routine. I'd walk around and check the doors and windows before bed. But even as I started to do it, something felt wrong. I heard a thump in the back room. I froze. I told myself it was nothing, an old house settling, but my heart was pounding. I forced myself to walk down the hall. My feet felt like lead. When I reached the back room, I pushed open the door and turned on the light. Empty. I let out this shaky laugh. God, I was being so paranoid. I locked up and went to bed. But around 3 a.m., I woke up. Not to a sound at first, but to a feeling, like something was wrong. Then I heard it, a slow, deliberate creak in the hallway. My heart stopped. I held my breath, listening. Another creak, closer. I wanted to grab my phone, to call someone, but I couldn't move. I just lay there in the dark. Then I heard breathing, right outside my bedroom door, shallow, wet. I don't think I even blinked. I was terrified it would hear me. The breathing stopped. I waited. No retreating footsteps, just silence. I lay there, frozen, until dawn light filled my room. When I finally moved, I ran out of the house and called the police from my car. They found the back window pried open, just a tiny crack in the glass. And in the back room closet, they found a blanket, a bag of chips, an old sandwich. He had been living there, watching me, waiting. I never spent another night in that house. I was 17 when this happened. My parents went out of town for the weekend and left me in charge of the house. We lived in a rural area, no close neighbors. Honestly, I loved it. I could blast music, watch movies, eat whatever I wanted. That night, I was watching a horror movie in the living room, stretched out on the couch. It was around midnight. Then I heard it, a knock. I paused the movie, listened. Nothing. I shook it off. Then, knock, knock, knock. This time it was clear. It was coming from the big window right behind the couch. I spun around so fast I almost fell. The blinds were closed. I hadn't bothered locking them. Another knock, louder. My mouth went dry. I managed to croak out, "Hello? Who's there?" Silence. Then, a long, scraping noise, like fingernails on glass. I ran to the kitchen and grabbed a big knife. My hands were shaking. I wanted to run outside, but it was pitch black, woods all around. I forced myself back to the living room. Another knock. I was about to run when I did the dumbest thing. I peeled back the blind just an inch. There was nothing there. Just darkness, trees swaying in the wind. But I couldn't shake the feeling I was being watched. I locked every door and window, turned on every light. I sat in the hallway clutching that knife until the sun came up. I didn't tell my parents when they got home. I felt stupid. But a few hours later, my dad called me outside. There were footprints in the dirt beneath the window. Bare feet. They led from the tree line to the house, and on the glass, smears of a hand, long streaks, like someone had dragged their fingers across the window while watching me inside. Those were two very real Home Alone horror stories. Remember, the quiet isn't always safe. Sometimes the danger is waiting right outside your door. If you enjoyed these chilling tales, please like this video, subscribe to Sinister Tales, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new nightmare. Have your own scary story? Share it in the comments. I might feature it in a future video. Thanks for listening. Sleep well, if you can.